Morning. I'm so excited to be here with you this morning. Hello, hello, hello. Well, today is day 5, today days of less stress challenge with Donnie Brown Hill, and I'm here today to talk about communication. During this transition of these 67 days, you're going to have to start communicating with other people in your life so they get a better understanding of what you're trying to do. If you communicate that, it will be beneficial to you and to them also. One of the things about when you're making adjustments, a lot of times we don't tell people that we're actually trying to make a change because they probably won't believe us because we don't even believe ourselves because we've constantly told ourselves, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then we relapse and we don't get it done and people start doubting us and we start doubting ourselves too. But you still have to move forward. One of the things we'll be talking about during these 67 days of less stress challenge with Donnie Brown Hill is change and how the process to change works because we do go back and relapse when we're going through change, and that's a normal process for us as human beings. So don't beat yourself up when you do relapse, when you tell yourself that you're going to do something, um, and you may question yourself. Thank you, Orlando. You may question yourself. You may actually, to relapse is not something that you should often do, but it does happen. And to constantly beat yourself up, there's tools and strategies you can learn, and that's what we're going to do within these 67 days of less stress challenge is help you get some tools and strategies that will help you where you won't relapse, but you'll know that there is a process to change. Well, during that process to change, you need to communicate. You have to communicate with whoever's in your life. Let them know that there are making a change. Hear what they have to say about it. You may, through the process, actually have a conversation with someone because they're the ones that making it a little more difficult for you to achieve your goals, or they may be making it difficult for you to even feel like you're in a committed relationship. There are a lot of things that causing people stress. So, and we'll deal with that one-on-one once we do our one-on-one coaching and in the group session. Because on Sunday at 6 p.m., I will be doing a free group coaching session in the secret Facebook group. If you set back your guide vision form, you will be part of that group because I need that form. So it's a little more personal and it is strictly confidential. It's between just the two of us. Anybody in the group will start building relationships. But if I start talking about things, I don't have to mention your name if you don't want me to. But it's all about healing and getting to a place where stress is not a bad thing all the time. You're going to have stress. There's two types of stress. A good stress is you're getting married or having a baby and you're a little stressed out about that. That's considered good stress. Bad stress is I can't pay my bills or I'm in a bad relationship. Um, and when you're in those situations, you just need some coping skills to be able to process and be able to deal with it. And one of the things is being able to communicate effectively. It's important that you understand that I call it HEARTT communication. And HEARTT communication, let me turn my phone off. HEARTT communication is simply nothing more than, I'm going to turn the ringer off so I won't have to hear anything. Um, is, is everybody wants to be heard. They want empathy, acceptance, respect, time, and trust. Everyone, anybody you communicate with, it could be a stranger. Everyone wants to be heard. They want empathy, acceptance, respect, trust, and time. Everyone. So when you're having a conversation with someone, they want to be heard just like you want to be heard. That's where you come in as listening. When you're the one that's listening, listen not to answer, but listen to understand them. Not to be understood, but to understand them when you're listening. So everyone wants to be heard. The next one is empathy. Everybody wants empathy. No, you may not have been through it, but at least be able to say, okay, I can understand that you are struggling with this. I would have probably handled it different. It has nothing to really do with you. It's about that individual when you communicate with, and it's the same thing with you. You have to teach people, because see, we teach people how to treat us. So you're going to have to teach people how to give you their heart too. And then there's acceptance of the situation, acceptance of the truth, acceptance of what they're saying. And they have to be able to accept what you say. When we become adults, this thing called self-control is real. And when you use self-control, you can be in a space that is very uncomfortable, but still be able to maintain yourself. Maintain, do you understand what I mean? Maintain yourself. The environment is not going to change you. You still going to be able to be who you are. That's being in self. That's self-control. That's being an adult. Let's think about it, okay? Respect. Respect what the person is saying. Just like you want to be respected when someone's talking to you, you want other people to respect when you know how you feel and what you're going through. Respect it with them too. Respect where they're coming from. Show them that you're listening to them. Lean into them. Don't be all aggressive and like, I don't believe what you're saying. You've been saying this all this time. You know what? We all wake up times in our lives. Different times in our lives you'll wake up. There's times that you wish your spouse would have learned a year ago. It may take him 5 years, but if you like them and you love them, because like is different than love. We'll talk about that later. You ride the ride. It's a journey. It's a journey. It's not a destination. This life is a journey, and through this journey, you're gonna be hitting different spots in your life, and no, they're not always going to be comfortable. But you have to be an adult about it and have some type of self-respect for yourself and some self-control to be able to communicate effectively what you're feeling and not be so, well, I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to have an argument. Then you don't want to be happy. You don't want to be happy because you know what? You're going to have to rock the boat sometimes for you to get what you want and for people to understand what you want. Because remember, when you start changing your role, they're going to get a little upset because you're no longer the what you used to be. So it makes them uncomfortable. So you're going to have to do what you need to do to become who you want to be. You can keep on being liked by everybody if you want to. Sell your soul if you want to. But if you really want to not have stress in your life and be able to be in a life that's fulfilling, have the success that you want, you're going to have to choose you. You're going to have to decide what that means to you. That's why we started with values. What do you value? If you don't know what you value, you will let anything in your space. You need to decide what you value. I digress. Let's get back to it. Then we have time. People want your time. And sometimes they want time away from you. Everybody don't want to be all up in your butt, as my mama say, all up in my butt. They need time with you, which is quality time. It's not, you don't need 6 hours with somebody. If you give me one good hour, my husband gives me one good, he can give me 30 minutes. And if it's quality, I'm in heaven because life is busy. There's a lot going on, a lot of responsibilities, especially if you're an entrepreneur, you're wearing it and you just starting up, you got about multiple hats on. So you're trying to do everything, but you still got to have that quality time. And you know what? I need time by myself. My husband needs time by himself. He needs time with his friends. And that's what he does. He takes off, bye, see you later, love you. I don't have to go. I'm not even supposed to go because that's his time. So and also when someone's communicating with you, give them the time to speak what they have to. Now, if it gets to the point, because I used to do this, I will ramble and say the same thing. You might have to interrupt. I don't do it as much as I used to. But I still do it sometimes, and I catch myself now. Just politely say, let me tell you what I think I hear from you. Let me see. Um, let me let me summarize what you're saying to me, so they can go ahead and stop. Guilty as charged. Used to do it all the time. Husband looking at me like, didn't she just say that? And I didn't realize I was saying the same thing over. I just wanted to hear my voice. To be honest with you, much better now. Trust. People want to know that they can trust you. They want to trust what you're saying. They want to be able to trust you. Now, if you've lied multiple times to somebody, don't expect them to keep trusting you. Then they may stay with you, but that don't mean they trust you. And they probably don't even like you. Like is something, let me go ahead and go and mention that one. Like is something that people don't realize in a relationship is the most important thing. People always talking about they loving somebody. Love leaves, baby. Because love is this little temporary feeling. It's a little feeling we go with. So you in love with somebody. I love you, baby. Oh, baby, you make me feel so good. You know what? If you don't like chocolate ice cream, you don't buy chocolate ice cream. If you don't like that purse, you don't buy that purse. If that man don't like that tie, he won't wear that tie. Same thing with people. If you don't like them, you don't want to be around them. It's about liking somebody. You need to get with somebody that you can like, that they have integrity, they have character. Because integrity and character are two different things. Everyone has integrity, but character is something you do when nobody is watching. You will do that consistently with nobody watching. So You have to be in a relationship. And even when you're in dealing with a stranger, they still want to feel like they can trust you. That's why we got danger dog. What is it? Danger strangers, stranger danger, stranger danger, because we don't trust them. You have to be open enough to receive what even a stranger has. We are so caught up in ourselves and worrying about somebody hurting us. Guess what? Being hurt's part of being human. So, with all that said, what I want to offer you is this. To be done is you need to be able to have the conversations. If you're going through a transition, if someone in your life right now is stressing you out and that's the person you need to have the conversation with, find a quiet space to have the conversation. But have the conversation. Have what I call a heart to heart. Everybody wants what? Everybody wants to be heard. They want empathy, acceptance, respect, time, and they want to trust you. Give that to them so they can give it to you. They may not be able to. Just tell them that you want to give your heart to them. I want to give my heart to you. So what I'm going to do for you is I want to hear what you have to say to me. And I'm going to try to understand, have that empathy and acceptance of whatever you say to me. I'm going to respect where you're coming from. I'm going to give you your time to speak, and I'm going to trust what you're saying is the truth. Vice versa. Ask them to do the same for you. But as you go through transitions in life, you have to have the conversations with people that are in your life that mean the most to you. And if you can't have those conversations with the people that you say you love, you probably don't like them. That's why you ain't having a conversation. But, I'm just kidding. But no, I'm not for real. You probably don't like them. That's why you're not going to have the conversation. Stop worrying about somebody being upset. People get upset all the time. If they love you, they're going to what? It's just part of it. So today is communicate with your heart and be open to receive what others have for you too. So as you go through this transition, hey Tam, how are you, beautiful? As you go through this transition, have the conversations. Again, give your heart, have your heart to hearts. It's essential that you are able to open yourself up to allow people to be heard, empathy, acceptance, respect, time, and trust you. But it's also important that you expect that from other people. And if you have people in your life that are not willing to give you your heart, they may be the ones that stress you the hell out. And those are the ones you really do need to have a conversation with. So, again, this is Donnie Brownhill. I didn't even introduce myself, but you know what? Y'all know who I am. I'm Donnie Brownhill, and you guys know who I help. I help sleepy, overwhelmed, stressed, busy professional and students to replenish their lives, to restructure, and so they can continue to get out of bed into success. Because life does not have to be this complicated. It's based on our choices. And yes, things happen to us that are out of our control, but it's all about what we do after that matters. So I will see you guys tomorrow morning, bright and early. It will probably, tomorrow's Saturday, so you will see me at 7 a.m. I'm going to get up early. Well, I'm going to get up early anyway. I'm just going to be functioning like I'm supposed to as a business owner, getting it done. So I'll see you at 7 a.m. And Tam, I'll give you the information for the secret Facebook group. I'll be sending that to you so we can get started. Don't forget to send your form if you haven't sent it already so we can start working things out. So, girl, transformation is on its way. And as you know, my saying is, my vision for all this is together. Let's create such a deeply satisfying life that we change the standards of living for all. We make it happen. So people look at us and say, oh, they bright. Oh, why they shining? Why they so bright? All the people just bright because we're going to change it. We're going to make it happen. We're going to change this world one person at a time. So many blessings. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Now, let me end this video because you know you got to click twice now on Facebook for something to end. So I'm still standing here looking all crazy trying to click it. Anyway, I digress.